Welcome back to Rise 360. Now, Forbes magazine named her one of 10 emerging women entrepreneurs in Africa, and she's one of 20 to watch by leading Silicon Valley trends.
And she is also the founder of Tastemakers Africa, which is an experiences marketplace that connects travelers to vetted insiders in African cities. Here to tell us all about her ventures is Cherae Robinson.
Yes,
Hello.
welcome.
Hi. How are you?
I'm great.
Well,
I'm
with
great.
those accolades, I'd be great too. I mean, what does it feel like to have Forbes magazine give you such a positive review and your peers?
Insane, actually. It was like one of the most incredible moments of my life.
Wow.
You've been touted by everybody from Forbes to CNN to Huffington Post. Everybody is talking about Tastemakers Africa because Africa has become the hotspot, you know, a place to watch, the continent to watch in the world. What led you to starting up a venture and being a black woman in tech?
A couple things. One is my grandmother. Growing up, I was always very clear that our ancestors were from Africa. And even though my grandmother was uneducated, she was very much educated in her culture. And so little things like eating collard greens and cornbread with our hands and knowing that this is what happens back home where we're from was important. But as I got older, it really became an experience where I would travel for work. I used to work for the World Bank and for big international NGOs and see Africa for what it really is because I'd have time to spend in the cities and saw that selling poverty wasn't what I wanted to do and I wanted to find a way to connect people to Africa in a modern, authentic way and really let people see these like amazing things that I was experiencing through my work travels.
So you have to break it down for us and tell us a little bit more about what Tastemakers Africa does and how you work it.
Best way to describe it is to take you to your journey. You go to tastemakersafrica.com, you put in, I'm going to Accra in December. Soon as you put that in, you see all of these really cool experiences. Everything from the best DJ in town taking you to all the nightlife hotspots to going around to try every dish like Kelly and Jollof with a really cool
delicacy.
But is it Ghana Jollof or Nigerian Jollof?
Don't start.
We're not doing that.
We ain't doing that today, okay?
But yeah, it's really a way to connect directly with local insiders who've been vetted by us and selected by us, but to take you through their journey and the way they see their cities. So it's direct and authentic experiences.
Almost like your own personal concierge.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Absolutely.
That is
Absolutely.
phenomenal. How have you seen the image of Africa change over the years since you started Tastemakers Africa and today?
It's so crazy. My first trip to the continent was 2011. I went to Sierra Leone, and somehow I got invited to a college party. And I remember posting it on my Facebook, and people going, I mean, aren't they like, you know, trying to get diamonds? Like what, like how are you at a party in Freetown, Sierra Leone? And then that evolved to, you know, me being in Nairobi on a rooftop and people saying, what Africa is that? To now like, girl, when we going to Ghana? You know, so it's like the interest level and the nuance in which the story is being told is beginning to change. And Tastemakers is a platform that takes it from something you inspire to do to something that actually lets you like manifest that inspiration and actually go do it.
Yeah, and I love that you're showing the affluent aspects of it too, because you know some people are still ignorant to the fact that there are 5-star hotels, there are great restaurants.
Mindset.
You know, exactly.
Yeah.
So, what cities are you including, and how many of them?
So we are in private beta as a site, and we're in Cape Town, Accra, and Johannesburg. Over the next 18 months, we plan to enter Lagos, Nairobi, Dar es Salaam, Marrakesh, and Cairo.
Wow.
So we have pretty ambitious plans to launch first in 10 of the most interesting and dynamic cities for tourism on the continent. And then who knows, we might be taking Tastemakers to the world.
Ooh, exciting! So you'd strike out the Africa and just call it Tastemakers.
Right? I like that.
I love that. That's phenomenal stuff. So in terms of engagements and people actually booking trips and using your site, how many Americans do you see versus Africans versus Europeans or just other people around the world?
No, for sure. I think the predominant audience for us right now is African Americans. I think that makes up, I would say, about 60% of the people who book with us. And then you have the next 20% being Africans living in America. So maybe your third or fourth generation immigrant who maybe go home to see family, but like are like wanting another experience.
Right.
And then the last 10% is kind of your European, globally minded, I'm pushing the limits on what travel is kind of person.
So, how do you go about vetting and choosing the people who you work with as vendors in these different cities?
That's a great question. so when we go into a city to launch it, we spend the first couple of weeks having really intimate conversations with people we've identified as influencers. We've either built a relationship with them online or maybe have done content stuff with them in the past, and we ask them, who makes it happen in your city? Or we go to who makes it happen and have those conversations. Those people then become our kind of lead ambassadors to become Tastemakers curators. They help us identify people, and then we have a 22-point betting system.
Wow.
Once you submit an experience.
Isn't that more points than Uber?
Right.
It's very intense. It's very intense.
Wow.
And it's everything from how does this make a person feel? How have you thought about the logistics? Like, it's literally going point by point down what makes an epic experience in an African city. We are the authority on that, and how do we make sure that every curator on our platform is delivering quality, whether it's, you know, the rooftop champagne popping experience, or you're going,
Sign
you
me
know,
up.
2 hours out in a village and doing something. How do you walk away like, damn, I could have never did that by myself.
Yeah.
So I feel so bad for you. You have to go to all these amazing places, try the food, try the experience. Whoa! How do you do it? How do you deal with the pain?
How do you balance it all? No, but on the real, what sort of challenges have you faced? Because, I mean, I am from Africa, and I know that information is not disseminated as easily as it could be. So how do you then gain access to these bits of information to ensure that you're giving people the most up-to-date experience possible?
I think the first thing is community. Community has been what Tastemakers has been about from day one. When I first started, and it was just an Instagram and a couple of group trips a year, to now when we're a marketplace built on the cloud, backed by, you know, investors. At the center of it has always been community and close collaboration with community, which means that we're not building something on top of a city, but we're like in it all the time. We're doing brunches for local photographers. We're helping people get free office hours to work on their creative projects. So Tastemakers is more than just an exchange of you offer me a service and I book it because I have the money. We're like really bridging the gap and allowing people the freedom to live the lives they want in cities where that's often not possible. And so for us, it's really about being connected to the culture in that city. That's what allows us to be nimble. That's what allows us to be more connected than anybody else. And that's what allows us to deliver a premium level of service and offering to travelers using the platform.
Well, how many travelers would you say use it on average, and what's the response been like from them?
So we're actually in private beta right now, which means that 2 weeks ago, the new platform went live. So it's super new. Last year, we did 550 travelers on our group trips model.
That's pretty impressive to still be in beta and do that. Those numbers.
And this year, we're projected to hit 30,000 users before the end of the year.
30,000? Oh my goodness, Cherae, dinner's on you tonight. Wow, that is phenomenal. Did you ever think that you were going to get this far when you came up with this concept?
I knew that. I never knew. My dad always tells me, like, don't put your mind on the outcomes. I knew that I was put here on the planet to help bridge the gap between Africans, African Americans, and then from there change what people think about Africa in my own way. I'm originally a biologist and a scientist, and I use that mind to do this thing. So I never knew how big, but I knew it would get as big as it needed to in order for the goal to be accomplished.
Yeah, you're definitely accomplishing the goal.
Now, Thais was asking about your Ghanaian trip, which I know that I just missed. So, and I was very upset because we missed the Cherae Festival. But what trips do you have coming up for this year that we can sign up to?
For sure.
You need help. We'll help you.
We'll help you curate new experiences.
So you can book an experience on Tastemakers anytime in South Africa and Ghana. But if you're wanting to do a group trip, we have a trip to the Zanzibar International Film Festival.
Oh, wow.
We're going to Ghana again in August and December. Afropunk in Johannesburg is a great trip, and we're also potentially doing some other cool things with Afropunk, so stay tuned for that news. We're also going to Kenya. You get to do a bit of safari, a bit of sand and sun, and a lot of Nairobi. South Africa, we do 3 times a year. We also do a trip to Marrakesh and Casablanca, Morocco. So if you're looking for that group travel experience, you still can book that through the year, or you can just go onto the marketplace and plan your own trip with your friends and do art if that's what you want to do, or music if that's what you want to do, or food or adventure, and plan these experiences on your own time and suit the things that interest you.
That's phenomenal. So you've got
brilliant.
something for everyone.
Yes, absolutely.
Great.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Do you plan on growing into, I know this site plans on growing, do you think you'll grow into other sites and doing other apps to help people?
I think for Tastemakers, the first step is just to evolve where we are. Right now, the marketplace is live. The next step is for us to launch our content platform. So we're really excited about our city guides and some original content that I think gives creators around the world an opportunity to create things inspired by the continent. And then the next thing is to launch our mobile app, which is a utility. Now you've booked an experience on Tastemakers, you've landed in Joburg. Hey, we're partnered with Bacardi, and you can go to a secret pop-up party as a user.
Wow.
So we're trying to kind of...
I am ready.
Jokes aside, how do our viewers sign up?
Go to tastemakersafrica.com. Put in your email. You'll get a private invitation code that only you can use. You'll get access, and you'll get a discount code off your first experience when you sign up.
2 magical words.
All right,
Private
discount.
invitation and discount. That's 3. Who's counting? Cherae, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Continued success.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
and
you so
Rise
much.
360, we'll be right back.